the warrior of doom, brandishes his axe and gives his war cry.
The 2026 Grammys are almost upon us, so let's catch up with the Recording Academy and make some predictions. But first, can I be real with you all for a sec? The 2025 Grammys were great. Sabrina Carpenter was stellar, Chappell Roan was too, all the Best New Artist nominees got to show their stuff, Benson did the flip for the first time, the Academy buried the hatchet with The Weeknd, who performed with Playboi Carti, multiple tributes to LA, which had just experienced devastating wildfires. I don't care if this puts me in front of a tribunal, I'm gonna say it. Last year's ceremony was the best we've gotten in well over a decade. I am not expecting this year's ceremony to be on the same level as last year's, but that's not entirely the Academy's fault. It's simply because they had a lot of material to work with. In terms of who won, Chappell Roan won Best New Artist.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And she used her speech to advocate for livable wages and healthcare for musicians, a surprisingly contentious topic. Kendrick got both Record and Song of the Year, which led to the whole crowd singing. But it was the last award of the night that really shocked me. After so many years, so many almosts, Beyoncé finally won Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter. I frankly did not see that coming. I didn't even mention her when I did my predictions. I had been so conditioned to her not winning. With her win, social media managers all over the world learned something. Some people really hate Beyonce. If you had to deal with those comments, know that I've been there before. I feel your pain. I guess the one downside to Beyonce's win is we need to find someone else who's never won Album of the Year to fixate on. I vote yellow card. What's your favorite June 12th holiday? I know mine. In June last year, the Recording Academy announced a whole host of changes leading up to the 2026 ceremony. The biggest change was the splitting of the Best Country Album Award. There are now two categories: Best Traditional Country Album and Best Contemporary Country Album. At the time, some took this as the excuse to never give Beyoncé another major Grammy ever again. And yeah, the timing's a little bit funny. However, based on the nominees they went with this year, it seems more like the Contemporary Award is more for the newcomers and the Traditional Award is more for the established acts. Of course, that then invites discussion about how the Academy even establishes those genre distinctions, but frankly, that is a much bigger can of worms within the Academy, and I'm not paid by them to solve it. I think it's a fair way to recognize how diverse country as a genre is. Willie Nelson and Jelly Roll might both be country, but they don't make the same kind of country. Or in pop terms, Miley and Pink Pantheress both slay, but the mechanisms by which they slay are not the same. Also, when it comes to Beyonce, again, the timing is unfortunate, but let's be real here, she is the most awarded person in Grammy history. She'll get more, I'm sure. Every other change was pretty minor in comparison, unless you were the 5th or 6th principal vocalist on a musical theater album, in which case I've got great news for you. I will also say, this will be the final ceremony that airs on CBS. Next year, it'll move over to the House of Mouse. Between that and the recent news that the Oscars are going to YouTube soon, it's pretty clear that streaming is the future for these award shows. I'm interested to see if they modify the Grammy ceremony format once it's airing on Disney Plus and Hulu. Considering Disney's collab with OpenAI, maybe they'll throw some primo brain rot up on the side.
It's a system rooted in fairness, integrity, and the principle that every voice in our community matters.
I will break my predictions down into 3 categories: who I think will win, who I want to see win, and who will birth the son of the demon lord Payman. For Best New Artist, we've got Olivia Dean, Cat's Eye, The Marias, Addison Rae, Somber, Leon Thomas, Alex Warren, and Lola Young. Quick, feel an emotion about these nominees. Petra Shore. I think the winner will be either Olivia, Leon, or Alex. They've all had good years with mainstream visibility, and they all make music that the Academy likes to award. I'd personally love to see Olivia win. I think she's got incredible star potential. Cat's Eye too. Gnarly and Gabriella were fun songs. I think we can admit that as a species. I will say though, and this is not to throw shade, and I'd be happy if I'm wrong, but after the Zucchini song, I do worry that we might not see them again at the Grammys. So give them the gold while you can. Chaos either Alex Warren or Somber. Alex may have had a big year, but in some folks' eyes, it was like tuberculosis having a big year. Ordinary was the least good hit song of last year, and the album that followed wasn't much better. And Somber, I actually like a few of his songs quite a bit, but his public perception got weird towards the end of last year. Maybe if he wins, he'll make the whole crowd bark for him. For Record of the Year, which awards production, we've got DTMF by Bad Bunny, Man-Child by Sabrina Carpenter, Anxiety by Doechii, Wildflower by Billie Eilish, Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, Luther by Kendrick Lamar with SZA, The Subway by Chappell Roan, and Apata by Rosé and Bruno Mars. For who makes the most sense winning, I'd say Rosé and Bruno, or Kendrick and SZA. Duos were all the rage last year. Just look at me and my sidekick compress the kick drum. Both of these songs have been big hits since their release. They would not cause any market turmoil if they won. On my side, I'd say Sabrina or Chappell. In a year where songs of the summer flopped hard, Man-Child was one of the few bright spots. The Subway was great too, a well-done ballad and more proof that Chappell is a remarkable talent. By the way, my idea from last year is still in effect. If she wins, someone will die by her hand. Gaga would be cool too, though I will admit, I wish another song off Mayhem was here instead. Perhaps genuinely Zombie Boy or Perfect Celebrity. And for Chaos, sadly, it's Doechii. Not because of her, I think she's great. More because every time I see someone talking about that song, they are trashing it within an inch of its metaphorical life. People would get pissed if she won. I kind of feel bad for Doechii with this song. It was an old demo that got big on TikTok and everyone wanted it to be officially released. So they released it, but it turned out people actually hated it. It just goes to show you, never create anything. For Song of the Year, which awards songwriting, we've got Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, Anxiety by Doechii, Apata by Rosé and Bruno Mars, DTMF by Bad Bunny, Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters by Huntrix, Luther by Kendrick Lamar with SZA, Man-Child by Sabrina Carpenter, and Wildflower by Billie Eilish. I'm gonna offer Billie, Rosé and Bruno, or Kendrick as my expected win, if only because the Academy loves giving them the gold. But personally, I'd love to see Huntrix win. K-Pop Demon Hunters felt like the one music-related thing in 2025 pop culture that actually mattered, and I wanted to win at least one thing at this ceremony. Sabrina or Kendrick winning would also be cool. And for Chaos, once again, it's Doechii. Sorry, I like Doechii, I really do. It's just that people would be so insufferable if she won for Anxiety. The most annoying person you know would bring it up the same way they bring up Macklemore winning over Kendrick 12 years ago. And lastly, the big one, Album of the Year. We've got Debí Tirar Más Fotos by Bad Bunny, Swag by Justin Bieber, Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter, Let God Sort Him Out by Clips, Mayhem by Lady Gaga, GNX by Kendrick Lamar, Mutt by Leon Thomas, and Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator. Yeah, okay. I don't think there's a true clear winner out of these. Everybody's got a reason they could win it, which is exciting. For who I think will win, I'm gonna say either Bad Bunny, Sabrina, or Kendrick. Bad Bunny's star only gets brighter with each passing year. Sabrina stands tall as one of the biggest performers of the coveted 18 to 25 age demographic. And for all of his faults, Drake was correct about one thing.
Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now.
For who I want to see win, I do think Lady Gaga's Mayhem is the best album out of all these, and her best album to date. Clips winning would be excellent too, as would Kendrick and Tyler. If anything, I think this ceremony has the best chance of giving us the first rap album of the year winner since 2004. For Chaos, I mean, Leon Thomas could be chaotic. Take this with some anecdotal salt, but I've not heard a single person talk about Mutt, the album. Only Mutt, the song, which is good. What about Justin? Swag was a fine album. I'm just surprised to see it up for Album of the Year. I didn't think it made that big of an impact with people. Except then, I went back and I realized how often Justin gets nominated for Grammys. This is his third nomination for Album of the Year. Wait, guys. I think he's our new Beyonce. Rise up, believers. Let's all band together to get Justin Bieber his first Album of the Year Grammy, and retroactive Grammys for Yummy, and the Little Drummer Boy cover. All in all, a solid collection of nominees. Though, like always, I did see people complaining about them. I personally don't have much to hate on this year, but I can't entirely blame those folks. It's hard to beat past Grammy winners. Michael, Michael, and of course, the Beatles. Not just them as a group, but as individual artists. In fact, you can learn more about them by watching Mark But Evil's In Progress documentary series. Even though I did a whole video about the band's history a couple years back, I learned a ton about the behind-the-scenes dynamics as the Beatles tried to stay together in the late 1960s. That series is available exclusively on Nebula. Nebula is a creator-owned streaming service. You want to watch all my videos without ads or sponsors? You got it. Want to do the same for Todd in the Shadows, Jacob Geller, Legal Eagle, Real Engineering, and loads of other creators? You got it. Want a massive catalog of exclusive videos and series like Mark But Evil's Beatles documentary? Whoa, no, that's a lot. But because it's you asking, and you're looking at me like that, you got it. And Nebula has as many membership options as Justin Bieber has Album of the Year nominations. You can join with a monthly membership, a yearly membership, or even a lifetime membership. Click the link in the description to get 50% off an annual subscription to Nebula. That's $30 a year or just $2.50 a month. If there was a Grammy for best deal on a streaming service, Nebula would easily get it.